What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today, like always, another interesting video for you here on the channel. Today is our Raw review for the episode of 4:15. I'm recording it literally 10 minutes after. Last time I couldn't record 10 minutes after, but now I'm recording it 10 minutes after, and what a Raw. And honestly, we have a lot to get into. Let's just get into it. First thing we're going to be talking about is the shocking news with Rhea Ripley being somebody that's going to have to step away for quite a bit of time. I think she said quite a few months from what she said, and having the title be vacant. And it is crazy to see this with an injury to the shoulder. It's had to be because of the backstage Liv Morgan thing last Raw. Honestly, probably an injury she's kind of been dealing with. I wouldn't be shocked if that's the case and not actually because of the chair and everything like that. But really sucks for Rhea Ripley. This is somebody that is going to be a face of the company for a long time. One of those young players that is going to be here for a while. And to see the reign just end at 380 just randomly because of an injury, it really does suck. Something that I was not expecting to happen today. But it just sucks. And honestly, seeing like the Judgment Day even talk to her, seeing that we're not going to see Rhea Ripley for probably quite some time, it's shocking, man. I keep saying this, but I really did not expect this to be a possibility and something that we might have to go through today, honestly. And with that being said, I kind of think we need to talk about Liv Morgan. And for Liv Morgan, this is somebody that hasn't really been like a heel per se, and for her to be the heel now in this, like, she is fully turning heel. You heard the crowd boo. You heard her say, "This isn't the end of this. It's a shoulder for a shoulder," which is an insane line. Like that, it does describe it. She is right. At the end of the day, Rhea Ripley did injure her, and she got her revenge in injuring Rhea Ripley, and no one cared about Rhea injuring her. And now all of a sudden she does it. You know, it does suck for Rhea Ripley, but she is somewhat right. I really do expect a world where, you know, we'll talk about it later, but Liv Morgan could be your new championship. Like, could be the champion next week. And that is insane to think about. I thought this could probably be a story that could go on till, you know, maybe for the SummerSlam, especially after last week's Raw. Maybe this is something for WrestleMania. You know, never know, because even when we had the Elimination Chamber back in February, Liv Morgan had the very best story when it came to talking about Rhea Ripley and someone to kind of take away from Rhea Ripley. And now with this storyline, Up next, we're going to be talking about Sheamus going against Ivar, which, before we even talk about Sheamus, Ivar being in this situation is crazy, especially with the whole NXT North American champion being in jeans and everything, not being Ivar. But Sheamus coming back from injury, you have to love it, coming back from his theme, his older theme. And it really showed, you know, it was a great end. You got to love the crowd getting into it, everyone getting into it. But Sheamus, man, you know, he hasn't had a match since August 2023. So we have to put this into mind. But he was out of breath from the very beginning. But it is great to have Sheamus back. I know he's going to be in incredible shape coming soon. It's the first match since August 2023. Let the guy have a little break. But yeah, it was a great match. I'm happy that Sheamus is back for WWE. Up next, we're going to be talking about the new World Tag Titles. And I need to say World Tag Titles, not Raw Tag Titles, because they switched from the Raw Tag Team titles to the new World Tag Team Champions. You see right over here, you have the what they look like in the ring when they were debuted in a little closer up image, and these are beautiful. Let me talk about that for a second. These are some beautiful tag team champions. I really liked it, but when they first came out, I was like, oh my gosh, are they getting a women's mid-card? Are they talking about Rhea's title or even Cody's new title? I did not expect a new World Tag Team Championship type of title, but I really want to wonder what the SmackDown will be. I'm guessing it's the same thing about how it's the heavyweight champion versus the Universal Champion, where, you know, one is with SmackDown, one's with Raw. World Tag Team Champions will be with Raw, maybe Universal Tag Team Champions are with SmackDown, or something else in the name. Yeah, I'm just very interested because I think they look amazing, and I'm very excited to see what will happen. But immediately after this, we had the triple threat match. Now, I was shocked at the very ending of this because did I expect DIY to win? No. Honestly, wanted the Creed brothers to win. Even New Day I would rather have over DIY because DIY and Awesome Truth have a very great, relationship. Definitely have been people that have, kind of a truce, it felt like. And to see them both go against each other is kind of interesting. I mean, truthfully, I've seen a lot of people online saying they should go heel. I don't think they will go heel. But to me, it feels like Awesome Truth is going to probably retain. I would hope at least that they retain. But DIY is still a good group. It just felt like with the people who were involved and, Awesome Truth being the winners, it's hard for me to say, it was worthy for them to win. Up next, we have the match of Dominic Mysterio versus Andrade. And let me just say, I love Andrade. I think he is not underused because he just kind of came here as free agency and he's going to build up. But Andrade is just beautiful. His technique, his selling, the way that he just goes and makes a match look incredible. It's just perfection. And Dominic Mysterio hitting a Canadian Destroyer is insane. On the apron too. Oh my, it's just what an amazing match from both of these. It just sucks that Dominic Mysterio is not winning a match and will probably never win a match for a while because they want to show the heel always losing, feels like. But Andrade, I'm just so excited to see Andrade go for championships. Next, we're going to talk about Finn versus Jay, and I was going to talk about Cody talking a little bit with a promo, doing another championship appearance. But I do want to say that it wasn't anything like too crazy that it makes no sense for me to have a whole segment about just him talking about, Rocky and the bloodline a little bit. But Jay having some stuff to do with Jimmy, like thinking that in the back of his head, especially saying that my brother should have, I told my brother to come with me. But Finn versus Jay, when I saw the fake out of Finn coming against him from the back, an amazing fake out in my opinion, really started off the match good. But I was kind of shocked that Priest didn't interfere. I was really thinking the whole time that Priest would be interfering, especially when he said, I'm on my way out. I thought this was a reference to him probably going to interfere and make Jay lose, or Jay was going to win and Priest would interfere. But the thing that is, I think, the most shocking out of maybe this whole match and maybe everything is Priest not liking the ways of the Judgment Day, especially when it came to, going against and beating Jey Uso at the very end of the match. It was not shocking because I think all of us have thought maybe there's a chance that, Damian goes his own way and becomes face. But I think they're really dropping the subtle hints that a babyface Damian Priest is on the way. And I don't know where we would see it. Where would it happen? I honestly think that even before when they were talking about we need to focus on the tag teams, whatever, with Finn, he seemed a little bit off. I think with Rhea leaving, we could see a way where Judgment Day breaks up. Even I know that's crazy to say, but we could see, Dom go his own way with maybe somebody else. We see Damon going his own way. We maybe see Finn trying to go for championships again, still being heel. But I think Finn and Damian might be a shot at the world champion. Might be like a huge thing that happens maybe at SummerSlam. I don't know, because I think Drew will get the title at Clash of the Castle. We'll have to see. But what an interesting thing. I think we're really going to see maybe, Finn really going to become the bad guy against a babyface Damian Priest. After that fight, we probably go to easily the best transition into a fight in all of WWE history. This was just a piece of cinema, it felt like. An amazing shot, him getting lit with his hometown crowd, him talking about Sami Zayn. It was just amazing. You get so hyped for Sami Zayn going through the stadium, going through concession stands, just going throughout, about to go down into the crowd, and goes all throughout the crowd for the whole time. It was just perfect. And then we get an amazing, and I mean amazing fight with Gable and Sami. And Chad Gable is somebody that I just love. The technician of him reminds me so much of Kurt Angle. Just a beautiful craftsmanship from him. And Sami Zayn always faking, selling, whatever it might be. So beautiful. But there's little things. We'll talk about the full ending, but the whole night they kept calling Chad his friend. They kept calling Chad, saying he knows his weaknesses, knows everything about. They're hyping it up. And it was just a great match that I wanted Gable to win. And with that being said, let's talk about that crazy ending. Ultimately, from this match, we get to see Gable finally turning heel. A thing that all of us fans have really been wanting for a while. We now get Perka Gable, it feels like. I'm very excited to see this new chapter of Chad Gable. And I do want to say that I'm thankful that it's the heel turn. They kind of haven't been using Gable at all, and with this heel turn, I feel like he's going to feast and feed stories against Sami Zayn, against others. I'm very excited to see what's in the future for Chad Gable. But the thing about it that kind of rubs me the wrong way, kind of bugs me, is that if you were playing to make Chad Gable heel, I get that you want to keep the title in Sami Zayn's hands, especially after 8 days. Maybe you have an idea with him for a run. But just making Sami Zayn lose that title and doing that in front of his hometown crowd, Chad Gable winning would make the biggest, and I mean biggest, heel turn out of it all, especially if he did something that was like disrespectful to Sami Zayn. That's what I was really wanting. That's what I was expecting, but I didn't get it. But it was still a great ending. Don't get me wrong, a great match. I still think it is understandable Sami Zayn won. And with the turn, this guy had the audacity to suplex Sami Zayn in front of his own wife. That is diabolical. That is diabolical writing. Now, with all that being out the way, let's go through all the Uncle Howdy things throughout the whole entire show. Some predictions for me, some just things that this insanity. I think you saw it throughout the whole show. It's just crazy. Now, during the whole Rhea Ripley feud and everything, you kind of see at the very top right there, there was glitches throughout Rhea's thing. Like right when she was with security, when she headbutted the security, we saw a glitch. I thought maybe that would be the only thing we get tonight, but this is something also a lot of people probably didn't catch, that maybe I caught, but just some madness afterward. Then we get the glitches with New Day's entrance, which freaked me out immediately for a second because I was like, and then we get the QR code, we get the bird, I think a crow, and then we get the little symbol, which I'll talk about in a second. But the QR code goes to something interesting. Throughout this whole tag match, I kept looking up stuff and like kind of understanding what was going on. So after you go to the QR code, you get this, which you might be like, I don't know gibberish. What is this? And maybe this is going to show that I'm a little stupid, but I thought that, of course, this is something that if you combine the things, it'll just show whatever. I just kept just looking at it, and trying to just go back and forth and try and find out what it was. And I finally looked it up, but if you really want what they look like combined, it'll show you a URL link right here. If I would have just combined the images, I would have seen this rather than trying to do a puzzle piece together to try and find out what equals what, which I did. I still got the same result, but I did, and here's where it goes to. And then once you go to that website, you get this image, you get a little creepy video saying like, our time has come, all of this stuff. And basically what I get out of all this, of course, Uncle Howdy is on his way, but this whole thing is just freaking me out. And the interesting thing that is probably the biggest thing is that what this image is and maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's Pluto's allegory of the American dream, which is like, and it also has a lot of Pluto symbols, like the symbol I showed before, representing like the planet of transformation, destruction, and renewal, which of course we're talking about the renewal of the Wyatt family, the renewal of all these careers with Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas as being Uncle Howdy, Braun Strowman. I think Alexa Bliss is also somebody that is going to be involved in this whole story. I'm very, very excited for what's next, especially we're going to probably see something on SmackDown this week. Alexa Bliss is somebody that I've heard rumors of coming back soon. Eric Rowan, I think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm for some reason thinking that I'm getting the name wrong. Getting pulled out of other shows to now because of contracts, which potentially means he could be coming back into the WWE. I'm really excited to where this leads to. I really do think that this is going to just be... All of this meaning is the hints of renewal coming out the way. They talked about it in the Bray Wyatt documentary. Of course, that was where the original OG hint of Uncle Howdy is coming here. But they talked about how when Bray Wyatt was first coming about his return, they had the bunnies, the snow bunny weird glitching thing, and everyone knew that something had to do with Bray Wyatt, but they just didn't know what, and didn't know if it was for sure him, and it kept just happening each week after week. And then of course they said you'll find out something about it with Extreme Rules. Honestly, I think we could be maybe seeing something with Backlash. Maybe this is something that's going to be waiting until Money in the Bank. Maybe it's something that's going to be waiting until SummerSlam. I'd rather say maybe Backlash or what is it called? Or Money in the Bank. But the whole time in the whole video and everything, you say that you guys forgot about us, that it's almost time, be patient. So I'm very excited. I think this is coming to an end of where this is all leading to soon. And it's going to be an interesting ride. Finally, we have 3 matches already set for next week, which are some of them are going to be interesting. Ricochet and Andrade, Dirty Dom, and JD. Not really the hypest about this. Ricochet feels like he's only been built up just to promote the Speed Championship, but still probably going to be a good match. Every time Ricochet's in a match, he makes the match look like in a crazy match. World Tag Team Championship match. That one's going to be interesting because I really do want to see if DIY does turn heel. Probably won't. It just doesn't make sense. Gosh, it doesn't make sense to have 2 people that are kind of in this truce thing, that they have had at least a truce or a friendship, go against each other for a tag team. But then again, Bayley and Naomi is going to happen. So we'll see what happens with that. The thing that I'm the most excited about, a new women's world champion will be crowned. Whoa. How that happens, we'll have to see. Is it going to just be a huge ladder match? We'll have to see. I'm very excited. I do expect... Let me choose my winners. I think Ricochet and Andrade is going to win. I think, DIY loses. I think Awesome Truth retains. And I'm going to go with Liv Morgan to win the Women's World Championship to really cement her as a heel. I don't really expect Nia Jax to. Now, does somebody win Money in the Bank and cash in on Liv Morgan? Maybe now, rather than Bayley. And Tiffany Stratton and Bayley can have their own little feud. We'll have to see. But I'm very excited about next week. Other than that, let me know how you feel about everything that's been going on so far with WWE. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy. And I will see you in the next review on Saturday for SmackDown. Other than that, goodbye.